A boss once looked a young man in the eyes, said, "You have no imagination," and fired him. That same man later built Disneyland. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I hope you are having a peaceful day. Today, I want to tell you the true story of a broken boy who became the king of dreams. Picture a cold winter morning in Kansas. A small boy walks through deep snow at 4 a.m, his hands frozen, a heavy bag of newspapers on his back. He is hungry. He is tired. He is afraid of his father. But on an old piece of paper, he draws a little mouse and he smiles. This is not just a story for fun. By the end, you will understand a powerful truth. The person the world rejects the most can become the one who changes it forever. His name was Walt Disney. Walt Disney was born in the year 1901. His family was poor. They moved from place to place, always looking for work. His father was a hard man. He worked all day, and he worried about money all night. When he was angry, he used his hands. Young Walt learned to be quiet. He learned to stay small. He learned to hide his fear deep inside. The family lived on a small farm in Missouri for a few years. Those were the happy days. Walt loved the animals. He loved the pigs, the chickens, and the horses. He gave them names. He talked to them like friends. On that little farm, his imagination was born, but the happy days did not last. The family lost a farm. They had to move again, this time to the city of Kansas City. In Kansas City, life became very hard. Walt was still a young boy, but he had to work. Every morning, his father woke him at 3:30. The sky was still black. The streets were empty and cold. Walt picked up a heavy bag of newspapers. Then he walked through the snow, house after house, street after street. In winter, the snow was deep. The wind was sharp. His hands were red and frozen. Sometimes he was so tired that he fell asleep in the snow for a few minutes. Then he woke up, picked up his bag, and kept walking. He did this before school. He did this after school. He did this for years. And his father did not pay him. The money went straight to his father. Can you imagine being so young and so tired? Can you imagine waking in the dark every single day with no rest and no reward? This was Walt's childhood. It was cold. It was lonely. It was full of fear. But Walt had one secret, one small, beautiful secret. He had a pencil, and he had his imagination. When the world felt too heavy, he would draw. He drew animals. He drew faces. He drew small mice on old pieces of newspaper. While he was drawing, the cold went away. The fear went away. For a few quiet minutes, he was free. He did not have toys. He did not have money. He did not have a kind word from his father. But he had this. He had a world that no one could take away. Drawing was his secret world. It was a place his father could not reach. It was a place the cold could not touch. In real life, Walt was a poor and tired boy. But on paper, he was a king. He could build anything. He could create anything. He could dream anything. Many people would have given up. Many people would have let the pain win. But not Walt. Deep inside this broken boy, a giant dream was growing. He did not know it yet. He did not know that one day the whole world would know his name. He only knew one thing. He loved to draw, and he would never stop. My friends, this is how every great story begins. Not with success, but with struggle. Not with light, but with darkness. If you are enjoying this journey so far, please give this video a like and subscribe to Epic Story English. Your support helps us bring you more true stories like this one, and it helps you keep learning English one beautiful story at a time. The years passed, and the broken boy became a young man. Walt still loved to draw more than anything in the world. He believed his drawings could make people happy. So he found a job at a newspaper company. He was full of hope. He brought his best ideas. He brought his best pictures. He worked hard, and he waited for his chance. But the chance never came. One day, his editor called him in. The man looked at Walt's work. Then he looked at Walt, and he said something that Walt would never forget. He said Walt had no imagination. He said Walt had no good ideas. And then he fired him. Think about that for a moment. The man who would one day create Mickey Mouse, Snow White, and Disneyland was told he had no imagination. The most creative man in history was thrown out for not being creative enough. Life can be very strange, my friends. Sometimes the people who judge us cannot see who we really are. They look at us today and they think they know our tomorrow, but they are wrong. Walt was hurt, but he was not finished. He decided to stop working for other people. He would build his own company. He would tell his own stories. So with a little money and a lot of dreams, he opened a small animation studio. He called it Laugh-O-Gram. The name was full of joy. The future looked bright. But running a company is hard. Walt was a brilliant artist, but he was not good with money. He paid his workers, but soon there was nothing left. The bills grew bigger and bigger. The money grew smaller and smaller. He tried everything. He worked day and night. He borrowed. He begged. He hoped. But it was not enough. Laugh-O-Gram failed. Walt's first company went bankrupt. Now he had nothing. He had no company. He had no money. He had no home. For a while, he slept on the floor of his office. He could not afford a room. He could not even afford proper food. People say he ate cold beans from a can. People say he washed himself at the train station because he had no bathroom of his own. Can you imagine how he felt? He had a dream. He worked for it. And still, he lost everything. Many people would have stopped right there. Many people would have said, "This is not for me." Many people would have gone home in shame. But Walt did something different. He looked at his empty pockets, and he made a decision. He would try one more time. He bought a one-way train ticket to a faraway place called Hollywood. He had only $40 and one old suitcase. Inside that suitcase were his drawings and his dreams. That was all he owned in the world. He sat by the window as the train began to move. He did not look back at his failures. He looked forward into the unknown. My friends, have you ever failed at something and felt like giving up? Have you ever started again, even when it was hard? I want to hear from you. If you have ever failed and tried again, type the number 1 in the comments. If you have not faced that yet, type the number 0. Let us see how many of us are still fighting for our dreams, just like young Walt Disney. And so Walt arrived in Hollywood. It was warm and bright and full of dreams. But Walt was just one more poor young man with empty pockets. He moved in with his uncle. He set up a small office in an old garage. And once again, he started to draw. His older brother Roy believed in him. Together, the two brothers began to build something new. Slowly, things began to change. Walt created a funny little character called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. People loved Oswald. The cartoon sold well. For the first time in his life, Walt had success. He had money. He had a team of artists. He had a future. He felt safe at last. He thought the hard days were finally over. But he was wrong. Walt did not own Oswald. The man who paid for cartoons owned the rights. One day, Walt went to New York to ask for more money. He was confident. He was proud of his work. But the businessman smiled coldly. He told Walt the truth. He already owned Oswald, He had also hired most of Walt's artists in secret. If Walt did not accept his low price, he would lose everything. Walt refused. And just like that, he lost his most famous character and almost his whole team. Imagine that pain. Walt had climbed out of the darkness. He had finally found success. And now, in a single moment, it was stolen from him. He walked out of that office with almost nothing again. He had to take the long train ride home to California, back to his brother, back to an empty studio. It was one of the worst days of his life. But something magical happened on that train. Walt sat alone by the window. The wheels turned. The land rushed by. He was tired, he was angry, and he was afraid. But his mind would not stop working. He kept thinking about all the little creatures he had drawn as a boy. He thought about the mice in his old farm. He thought about the mice in his Kansas City office, the ones who used to run across his desk at night. And then, slowly, an idea began to grow. A new character, not a rabbit, not someone else's idea. His own, a small mouse, a brave little mouse with big ears and a big heart. By the time the train reached California, the idea was alive. He even had a name for him. At first, he wanted to call him Mortimer, but his wife, Lillian, said the name was too serious. She suggested something softer, something friendlier. She suggested the name Mickey. Mickey Mouse, the little character that came from his deepest pain, born not in a moment of success, but in a moment of total loss. This is one of the most beautiful secrets of Walt's life. The thing that made him famous forever did not come from his best day. It came from his worst. But here is the truth, my friends. A great idea is not enough. Many people have great ideas, and the world never sees them. Walt knew this. He had been burned before. He needed to make this mouse impossible to ignore. He needed to do something nobody in the world had ever done. And what he did next would change movies and history forever. In those days, all cartoons were silent. The characters moved, but they made no sound. Walt looked at his little mouse and had a wild idea. What if Mickey could be heard? What if the picture and the sound moved together perfectly? Everyone told him it was foolish. They said it was too expensive. They said it would not work. But Walt did not listen. He put his own money into it. He worked for hours and hours. And he made a cartoon called Steamboat Willie. When Steamboat Willie played in theater, something amazing happened. The audience heard Mickey whistle. They heard the music. They heard the world come alive. People had never seen anything like it. They laughed. They cheered. They fell in love with the little mouse. In one night, Mickey Mouse became a star. And Walt Disney, the boy with no imagination, was suddenly famous all over America. Children wanted Mickey toys. Families wanted Mickey films. The whole country wanted more. But Walt was never satisfied. Success was not his final goal. He always wanted to go further. He always wanted to do the thing that could not be done. So he dreamed of something huge. He wanted to make a full-length cartoon movie. Not 5 minutes. Not 10 minutes. A whole film, more than 1 hour long, that people would pay to see in a cinema. Everyone thought he had lost his mind. No one had ever made a long cartoon before. People said adults would never sit and watch a cartoon for an hour. They said the bright colors would hurt the eyes. They said it would destroy him. In Hollywood, they laughed at his plan. They even gave it a cruel nickname. They called it Disney's Folly. A folly means a foolish and stupid mistake. But Walt believed. He believed so much that he risked everything. He spent all his money. Then he borrowed more. He put his house, his studio, and his name on the line. If his film failed, he would lose it all. His workers were worried. His brother was worried. But Walt kept going. He chose an old fairy tale. The story of a kind girl, a jealous queen, and 7 little men. The story of Snow White. For 3 long years, Walt and his team worked. They drew by hand, picture after picture, hundreds of thousands of them. And in the year 1937, the film was finally ready. On the first night, the cinema was full. The lights went down. The story began. And when it ended, the whole room stood up. People were crying. People were clapping. Even the famous stars of Hollywood were amazed. Disney's folly was not a folly at all. It was a masterpiece. Snow White made more money than almost any film of its time. The man they had laughed at had changed cinema forever. But Walt still was not done. He had one final giant dream. He wanted to build a magical place in the real world. A place where parents and children could be happy together. A place full of color, music, and wonder. Many people, once again, said it was impossible. But Walt had heard that word his whole life. And every single time, he had proven them wrong. He was about to do it one more time. And so, Walt did it again. He built his magical place. He called it Disneyland. When it opened in the year 1955, it was like nothing the world had ever seen. There were castles. There were rides. There was music in the air. Children laughed. Parents smiled. For one day, everyone could feel like a child again. The poor boy from Kansas had built a kingdom of dreams. Walt Disney died in the year 1966. But his dream did not die with him. Today, his films are loved in almost every country on earth. His characters live in the hearts of millions. His parks bring joy to families every single day. The boy who was told he had no imagination gave the whole world a place to dream. He once said that it all started with a mouse. A little mouse, born from his hardest days. So, what can we learn from his life? My friends, Walt teaches us something powerful. The person the world rejects the most can become the one who changes it forever. He was beaten. He was poor. He was fired. He failed again and again. But he never stopped drawing. He never stopped trying. He never stopped believing. And here's the most beautiful part. You do not need to build a Disneyland to be like Walt. You just need to keep going. You just need to take one small step every day. Walt drew one small picture at a time. And you, my friend, are learning one small word at a time. Every new word is a victory. Every story you finish is a step forward. Just like Walt, you are building something slowly and quietly that no one can take away. Maybe today you feel tired. Maybe you feel behind. Maybe you have failed before, like Walt did. But please remember this. The story is not over. Your dream is still alive. And every day you keep learning, you are winning. One word today. One story tomorrow. One dream coming true. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this story gave you hope, please give a like and subscribe to Epic Story English for more inspiring true stories. Your support means the world to us, and I would love to hear from you. After listening to Walt's story, do you believe your own dream can still come true? If you say yes, type the number 1 in the comments. If you're still not sure, type the number 0. Let us encourage each other on this journey. Until next time, my friends, keep dreaming, keep listening, and keep enjoying the beautiful journey of learning English.